Hello, Miami Dolphin fans. This is Rob Mosley, aka Dolphins Thirsty. And as always, I am going to be seen here on screen in a minute with JPF Scout, also known as Digging in the Trenches. And on my screen currently, you see that JP Scout's latest review on a player that I have up on my website. He's an edge rusher, and he's a good prospect. Will be off the board pretty early in the NFL draft this year. But it's another good read. Not maybe a high Dolphins need, but it's we're trying to get all prospects covered on the site for all people that love the NFL draft. So with no further ado, Justin, how are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Doing good. That's a nice little score he's got right there. Nice write up. I'm sure, as always, you've been pumping out fire there. I think this is going to be a great player here. He doesn't have a lot of bend like around the edges or whatnot. There's a couple.
He's not as I noticed. You said he's not as polished as the
Yeah.
Boza brothers or Chase Young coming out of
No,
Ohio
not
State,
as. No. He's not as
he,
put together. He's one of more of those like power rushers. That's more of like he has a nice set of skills to him. He can set the edge. You do a lot of other things. Good after the run. Anthony, what's going on, man? Good morning. He does a lot of good things. So he's very high up there in my edge rusher class. I think he's like number 4, 5 on the board, something like that. Rob, have you ever thought of doing a free agency mock for the draft for the Dolphins? That's a great idea, dude. We've talked about a little bit of like players we would love to see brought in for the Dolphins free agency wise, but we could definitely do a mock free agency for the Dolphins. I wish we knew what kind of like cap situation we were working with, because then it would be easier. But right now, who knows what kind of money we're working with, so we don't know like what kind of cap value we have, but. It's something definitely me and Rob would be into doing. That's for sure. I know I have. Sure. I know I have my targets.
Yeah. So, with that said, what do you?
Whoa. JP,
yeah, I know.
Is there a top 10 pick that has been consistently predicted at a top 10 of all these mock drafts that you've seen by industry experts that you can completely falling out of the first round? Yeah. We talked, I think, a little bit about it yesterday, which. Well, maybe not the top 10. I think that's more of like top 20. But I see any running back in this draft falling out of the draft. Now, as far as the top 10 spots go like that, yeah, I could see that happening right now. And what I see that happening with would be somebody like, is Anthony Richardson in that discussion, because that would be the guy I see falling out of that top 10 and maybe falling into the teens or 20s back later half of the first round, top half.
I've seen Anthony Richardson go really high in some mock drafts and then some not so high. So I've never seen all over the board. But I think someone will end up overdrafting him.
I agree. Totally
because of his skill set.
Now, what happened to us yesterday on this show, I've never seen happen. So if that happened again, I would be like, 1, 2, 3. I take all 3, bro. I don't mess around with it.
I know. Drew Sanders fell. He very seldom falls. And do you think he's probably going to end up being do you think he would be a first rounder for the most part?
Or I'm going to make a shocking choice. Oh, dude, Anthony, that's so crazy you're talking about this. I'm going to make a shocking choice. His guy to fall out of that top 10 that's in there, and it's not high on my board at all. Will Anderson out of Alabama, edge rusher, who I agree with you, Anthony. That is such a good one. I would take yours over mine. I'm taking yours. I like your pick better. And the reason why is because I think that kid is more of a he just looks more like a linebacker to me. There's just not a lot of power there. I know he's very highly touted. He just looks more like a linebacker. There's not a lot of pop to him. His hands are great. He's got long arms. He can make pass rush moves, but he's not as consistent as I would want someone to be that's a top near pass rusher. I have the McDonald kid out of Iowa State higher than he is. I have a couple different people higher than he is on the board. But at the same, like Hampton, the Hampton kid out of Appalachian State, I have him higher than Anderson. I have Wilson, the scorecard you just did, Harrison, I have him scouted higher than Anderson. He reminds me of the kid from Clemson, that KJ Henry. Everybody's talked about him. he is really weak on contact. He doesn't move anybody back. He has no pop. So both of those guys remind me of linebackers. They're more linebackers to me.
He says LeVar and so you guys are more or less in the same mode of
See, look, we're in the same boat, Anthony. That is crazy. Yeah, he reminds me more of a linebacker. He really does. He doesn't have that that standout pop that you need to be honestly to play edge rusher in the NFL. He would be like number 2 or 3 on my board as far as outside linebackers or off-ball linebackers goes, but that's a different story.
Yep. And guys, I'm a horrible promoter. I forgot to say like and subscribe. You are watching Dolphins Daily. We're doing NFL draft stuff, free agency stuff, anything related to the Miami Dolphins. Current players that you want to talk about, whether they're good, bad, indifferent, whatever you want to talk Fins related. Just make sure you hit that like and subscribe button.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Anthony wants the link. We'll bring you on. We'll bring you on. Yeah. Rob will put the link in the comment section for you, Anthony. Yeah, I want to talk a little bit of Dolphins, obviously, with all of you guys. The noise is getting louder and louder, you guys. I've been hearing the rumblings from all the way here in Colorado. Free agencies right down the ticket, right down the way. Now I'm starting to hear quarterback talk. It's going to get hot and heavy. My buddy Reggie Brown, you know Reggie, we had the show on the weekend. Doctor, shout out to Reggie. Said he's not going to be talking Tua talk with nobody this offseason, no quarterback, nothing.
I agree.
It's going to get mind-boggling, but man, now I'm hearing swap straight up Lamar for Tua, and I'm like,
dropping the link for everyone. That's for Anthony, but anyone else that happens to be in there that wants to join the show, feel free to do so. And then, but yeah, I got the Jordan Poyer on there just because he's a local guy. May not be a fit for the Dolphins, money wise, whatever. I don't know, but he was hanging out at Tua's birthday party. He just seems to really like the Dolphins. Talked about state income taxes. Would love to play in a state. So I just figure I'll put a little Jordan Poyer.
Hey everybody.
Hey, good morning, Anthony. How you doing this morning?
Yeah, no, and no, to me, like if he played edge rusher, specifically, we were talking about Will Anderson earlier.
Yeah.
If he stays at edge rusher, I think he would be more of a 4-3 edge rusher, not a 3-4. He's not, like you said, he's not strong at the point of contact.
No,
he's more of a finesse guy.
Yep.
Like, and that's what I think a 4-3 defense is basically, a finesse. Like, he doesn't need power. He uses his intelligence to outsmart tackles and stuff like that. And I don't think you can be doing that constantly in the NFL and stuff like that.
He just looks like a pass rusher who doesn't really have a plan all the time.
He's a stand-up. He's a 3-4 outside linebacker.
Bingo. That's what I see him as. And I think he's just, I mean, I'm not saying he can't be successful.
Can he cover? Can he cover is the issue.
Yeah, I don't think he can, and that's just another issue with him. Like it's kind of like a one-trick pony thing that we have on our team right now. Jerome Baker's good at being a blitzer, but he's not that good at the point of contact because he can't stack and shed. So to make him a pass rusher is going to be really hard. You'd have to work with him. You'd have to get stronger. It's the same thing I'm seeing with the Will Anderson kid.
That's the one weakness in Nick Saban's development, like of players. He's so focused on one trait for each player that he doesn't develop the other ones going into the NFL. That's why some of these Alabama players don't perform as well in the NFL.
No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Remember we were talking yesterday about where you go for certain players in the draft. Alabama, I'm always going pretty much defensive linemen, like 3 tech, 5 tech, maybe something like a lineman too on the other side of the ball, I think, or wide receiver. They've been
guard for me in terms of offensive line. Alabama develops mostly the best interior. The tackles don't succeed.
You're right. I agree with you. The interior linemen succeed pretty much in the NFL, and the tackles do not.
And I think Saban. I don't think it's Saban's fault. I think it's sometimes the assistant coaches are not developing the players correctly, and it has to the NFL assistant coaches have to make up the difference in developing some of these players in college in general. Do you guys agree?
I agree totally. They have to be worked with just as well as the next guy is. So if you're only working on pass rush moves and you need to be working on hands and contact and the things that are
Maybe if
crucial.
he adds weight, how big is Will Anderson by chance?
He's only 243 pounds. It's not. I don't think it's nowhere near big enough, to be quite honest with you. As far as his translation from speed to power.
Well, while you guys are
goes,
talking, I'm going to throw a couple of the other edge rushers
oh yeah,
we
go
have.
ahead. Like look,
up there.
look at Tyree Wilson's. That's the third rusher on my board. I have down from the top. He's 275 pounds at 6'6". I mean, I think he's got a lot more power to offer you than someone like a Will Anderson. I got his power at a 9. His feet and his speed match up good with his change of direction, so he can move laterally as well as downhill. His hand,
the
his arm length, that's great.
What JP, what is it called? The one, not trait. What is it? The one ding I can have against Tyree is the competition that he has against him at the offensive line position. Like,
at the level of competition that he's playing.
Yeah. Because
it's still football,
the Big 12 doesn't know how to develop offensive line either. Like in general, the Big 12 has a weakness in developing that position and stuff like that.
Definitely wouldn't hold that against Tyree. I think that kid's going to be a really good football player once he gets into the right system. Watch out, because sky's the limit for a player like that. He can do a little bit of everything.
Do you think he has is he more of a Cameron Wake type potential, or is he more of a Chase Young type potential?
That's a hard question, because right now Chase Young's bottoming out and keeps getting hurt. I think he's more of a Cam Wake type potential, to be quite honest with you, than Chase Young. I think Chase Young's got all the talent in the world. If he could just stay on the football field, he would be great. Great.
I have a comparison for Nolan Smith, if you guys can see the way he plays.
I like the way he
plays.
I like him, but I think once again we're going back to look at the weight, the 6'3", 235. If he could get into the NFL training program, gain like 10, 15 pounds, he would probably be something. He's got really fast, quick first step. He does have, a fairly long arms. His pass rush polishes, it seems to be the thing out of all these edge rushers that gets me, is they don't have a lot of developed moves, counter moves. And then if they do have moves, their timing of the moves isn't right. It's really hard for somebody like Will Anderson to translate speed to power when it's you already don't have a lot of power to begin with, if you dig what I'm stepping in.
Yeah, no, and I have a comparison from him. He reminds me a little bit of Aaron Schobel.
Okay, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yep. No, I think that's a pretty good comparison. That's not bad at all. One problem in college players is that they have over 100 players, so they don't have to teach different positions. Morning, guys. Yeah, Richard Slayer. Yes, Salyer. You're definitely right, man. They have a lot of guys to coach, and it's really hard to get to all of them. It's a problem. That's why they should have more coaches, honestly, as well.
There's a pass rusher this year coming out of Utah. I forgot his name now. Like, he's like 6'6" or something like that. 250 or something. He plays on the same defensive line with the tackle that we were talking about from Utah.
Oh, for the Daniels kid.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. I don't know the pass rusher, though.
You know who I'm talking about, though?
I know the lineman you're talking about, but I don't know the pass rusher. No, I don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and this is what I like about Utah. A school like Utah, they're not recruiting the highest star players, really.
Right.
They're more worried about development than the actual stars, because the 5-star kids, I'm gonna say this, the 5-star kids tend to have a mentality where they can start right away and stuff like that, and when they get benched, they complain and they transfer. They don't.
No, I agree with you. I agree. I think the 5-star athletes coming in, they're a little bit more like
arrogant.
Yeah, they're very arrogant. They're like, I'm a 5-star athlete. I've had a lot of things given to me. That's why I kind of gravitate more toward the guys like the highest rated player I have in this whole draft, which was Riley Moss out of Iowa, the cornerback. He was a 2-star athlete coming out of high school. No one thought he was going to be anything. He's
Dawson,
crap.
you're the only one that has him number rated
I'm
number
glad.
one.
I'm glad. I'm loving
I
it.
know. I just said it, but hey, I love that you're different.
Wait a minute, JP. That's a little bit too much for Riley. That's
No,
a little bit too much for Riley. At best,
No, he
he's
loves him. I know. I'm with you, Anthony. But hey, he's my
No.
scout guy, and I write the
I don't
reports
think
as he
it
sees
is.
them.
I think it's
But
perfect, honestly, because everybody thinks that he can't play. Well, guess what? He's going to show you again. He's going to come back out there and put up a big combine, and his stock's going to jump again. And then he's going to get into the NFL, and he's going to do the same thing he did when he got into Iowa. Everybody's like, oh, well, he's got to earn his playing time. Oh, well, he's white. He can't run. He's one of my boys. He can't do it. You know what? Jason Sehorn was the same way. Watch out, dude. I'm telling you right now.
Jason Sehorn. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while.
Watch, I'm going to tell you right now, dude, this dude's going to come out of nowhere and be one of those cornerbacks. Everybody's going to be hearing about him. You're going to see his jerseys everywhere. Riley Moss, you heard it here first. Watch, it's going to happen.
And
he's going to
Richard,
be on a
that's
team.
cool that you played college ball back in the day. Yeah, things are definitely different on big programs where they got so many kids.
They're super different now. Yeah, yep. Richard, you're one of guys I really love having come to the show. We love hearing your stories, love having you on. We'd love to have you come on and share your stories with us live.
I was talking to a friend of JP that that coaches high school ball in the Orlando area, and he says he's starting to think second guess himself because he feels these kids are not like the mentality is different. They don't want to compete and stuff like that. The competitive mentality is completely different because you have these 7-on-7s now that the kids are not really listening to the high school coaches, but they're listening to their 7-on-7 coaches. It's like AAU ball in basketball. Like
right.
the kids are refusing to they listen to more the AAU coach because the AAU coach is giving them what they want to hear instead of what they should hear and stuff like that.
No, I'm hearing the same thing. I'm a coach myself. I coach defensive line for the Colorado Longhorns. I know how it is. It's a
so tell everyone what Colorado Longhorns is. It's a semi-pro team.
Yeah, it's a semi-pro football league they have out here in Colorado. I just got the position. I'm a new addition to the team now. You'll be hearing me talk more about them, bringing them up here. But yeah, I've got another friend who's a coach. I think his name Mike Williams. He's talking about the same thing, that he's a coach now in the same area you're in, Anthony. He's got kids and their parents coming up to him saying that they don't want them to play no more. They've noticed a 30% drop off since, from last year to this year, and like the participation rate in people that are coming to play football because of the injuries and the danger that it takes. And Anthony's talking about something that's really good right now because there's not a lot of competitive spirit, and there's more old school players that are like me or have that, like that thump and want to go out there and hit someone to kill them.
I think the player safety thing changed the mentality too, and the concussions. I think now what you're seeing is
it's rough.
You're gonna. I think the athletes now are gonna move more towards a sport like soccer.
Yeah, probably. You're right. Yeah.
Soccer or baseball.
Baseball. I was gonna say baseball. The contracts are fully guaranteed. You don't get hurt. You can play forever. Yeah, man. It's just something that's like that. It's the risk you take if you want to be a football star.
Yes.
Richard, yes, that was me too. I coach high school football in Florida also, and after 30 years, I retired. One reason kids are so much softer now, and that was 13 years ago. Richard, damn, I love this guy, man. Yes, man, this is the problem I'm seeing the nationwide.
Hey, Rich, what school were you on, the West Coast or East Coast? Did you?
Richard said he coached high school football in Florida, so it's the same.
No, I'm saying the East Coast of Florida, West Coast, or did you coach in the central part of the state or the Panhandle?
Richard, that would be a question for you. Did you on the East Coast, West Coast, or the Panhandle when you were coaching, sir? Oh, man, I love Richard.
Richard's right, man. Kids now can transfer to schools in high school all the time, and they know they have a plan
for them.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna say this even worse. Like, my friend that coaches in the Central Florida area, he says he's losing all his elite talent because of these big charter schools like IMG Academy.
Yes, that
and
IMG is huge, bro.
Oh,
Everybody
St.
wants to go
Thomas
there.
down here, St. Thomas Aquinas is a big private school, and
Oh,
they
Huge.
Bellevue.
Yep, that's where he
Oh,
coaches, Bellevue.
okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're near the. I think that's the West Coast or the Panhandle. I can't remember. I think that's
He
near
said
Tampa.
Central.
which is Ocala, Florida.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Oh, you're in
I was a little
Ocala.
bit
You're
off
near
the-
Orlando. You're near
Yeah, so
Orlando. Okay.
he's kind of near my son in Gainesville too. Then it's like an hour, 40-something minutes
Yeah.
away.
No. Like I said, like the mentality of these players are so different, and the
Bad.
player safety. It's not. I don't blame the mentality of the players mainly. It's the player safety rules in the NFL is changing the mentality of these kids too.
Yes, it is.
And CTE is actually helping the with the study of the onset of the study of CTE with AI and stuff like that. You can actually see that the drop off in people joining the sport is because of what they saw these these NFL players are going through and
Yes,
stuff
it's
like that.
absolutely that's true. Me and Rob had Mike Webster's son on the show, and he talked a lot about the CTE and how they didn't have the technology that they had back now that they had back then. They didn't have that. They didn't have all the support for the players, support for the families, like, and that just breaks my damn heart. Like, Junior Seau was one of my favorite players. He's a former Dolphin, former Charger, former Patriot, a Hall of Famer, linebacker. Players like that have taken their own life. It breaks my damn heart. The Javon Belcher story for the Kansas City Chiefs walking in and doing what he did in front of his coach is the worst one I've ever heard in my damn life. It's terrible. Rashawn Salaam.
Derek, the guy who played for the Chiefs in the 2000s too.
Oh, Derek Thomas.
Derek Thomas, yeah, he
Derek
died
Thomas
too
is one
early.
of the best players ever to play this game.
Yeah.
No, that's another school that St. Thomas Aquinas is the East Coast, IMG is the West Coast, and Trinity Catholic is basically in Central Florida. They take all the talent away from Orlando and Jacksonville.
See, how do I live in Colorado and I know that St. Thomas Aquinas school you're talking about and IMG? How do I know about those schools and I live all the way?
Because they're powerhouses every year.
Powerhouses, you guys. Everybody knows.
Hey, you live on the West Coast. Have you heard of John Bosco?
Oh, of course. That's a big high school, yeah.
John Bosco in California?
I have not. No, I have not.
Oh, they're a big school. They're always known and stuff. They actually
Modern day. My mistake. Modern day. Because Modern day
Bosco's big too.
Yeah. Modern day and John Bosco go into Colorado and steal all their elite athletes because
see, I didn't know that. I had no clue.
Yeah, no. They go into Vegas. No, actually my mistake. Not John Bosco, the school in Vegas. The one that Darnell Washington went to. The high school that he went to in Vegas.
I have no clue.
Yeah. No, and let's be honest. I kind of hope this starts like evening out eventually, where you're not seeing these private charter schools basically take all the elite talent away from the public schools to the point where the public schools can't even compete. I don't think it's ever gonna. They're not gonna. The states are gonna pass a law to prevent the amount of recruiting that these private charter schools do to bait. I don't think it's ever gonna happen because there's too much money.
Yeah, no, when money's involved, it's hard. And Richard, I hope you're doing better this week.
Yeah, I hope you are too.
Our thoughts are with you. Thank you for joining us, man. Thank you.
Yep.
Wait, whose jersey is that behind you, JP?
Oh, that one. That's Dr. Reggie Brown's right there that I got autographed in the case.
No, the one in the back, the one in the picture frame.
Yeah, the 89.
Yep, that's Houston Oilers, Dr. Reggie Brown. He autographed it for me. He's my co-host on the weekends for the Pro Show. So I had him autograph that and send it to me.
Yeah, we basically went on a tangent on other things instead of focusing on the Dolphins. Sorry
Yeah, no,
about
that's
that.
fine.
You're
That's
right.
all. It's okay, man. We,
Sometimes
there's
it's
a lot
okay.
of off season that we got to fill up time, so
It's
it's
all
all
right.
good.
It's water cooler Dolphins talk. We're just kind of, shooting it around, but I love talking football with all you guys, even if it's something that maybe it's not Dolphins, but it's still football.
Let's do the free agents. Who are you guys?
Yeah,
Did you
let's go
already
through it.
on the website? Did you guys already set up your specifically for the Dolphins your top 20 free agents or 25
No,
free
I'm
agents
going.
that you
I'm
want the
working on
Dolphins to
that.
sign?
Justin's
No,
just keeping
we're
me
not
busy
yet. We're
dropping these
working.
prospects. He keeps on dropping these prospects I try to get out, and I get behind. So, but
Yep.
yeah, I want to talk about our pending free agents, other teams' free agents, and
Oh, yeah.
that's it.
I
That's
have my
goal.
dream of free agency.
What's your free
Tell me
agency
your
dream
guys.
scenario?
Okay. Dream scenario. I have
Yeah.
Tremaine Edmond. I have Bobby Wagner, and Levante David. Bobby and Levante, and then we bring in a guy like Terrell Edmonds.
Well, that definitely would be a big name. That's going to be an expensive one.
You're
But
talking
yeah,
about the
we
safety
actually
No, not
talked about-
Tremaine. The safety. The safety.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. His brother.
Yeah.
Terrell Edmonds.
Oh yeah, Terrell. Yeah, okay.
Then Jawan Taylor.
And then you get a right tackle. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's funny. When
like
Jawan
that.
Taylor got cut recently, more or less the same time as Bobby Wagner, I was going to ask Dolphin fans if you could get one of them, which would you want? So
I'm surprised no one's brought up Carson Wentz yet.
No, I want Tyler Heineke.
Yeah, I like Tyler Heineke. I think he's
Tyler Heineke.
he's my number one.
But you know the issue with him, a lot of Dolphins fans say he's gonna be too expensive because he's one of these top tier backup quarterbacks that wants to be a starter. So he's gonna be asking for $10 to $12 million.
Well, we'll give you 8.
Yeah. Well, that's more than we gave Teddy. Teddy, we gave 6 is somewhere around that number. And then, so we'll
Cooper Rush
see.
is the most realistic to me.
Tyler Heineke is still the one that I would want. I mean, I would. What's the most realistic to you?
To me, Cooper Rush from Dallas is the most realistic.
He's probably more realistic.
I'd love that.
Gardner Minshew has been mentioned. There are people that but I would love some Heineke. And even
Heineke, Mike White, Cooper Rush.
I don't want to start. This is why I said Cooper Rush, because he is really a guy that would be someone the Dolphins would sign. Would sign because he wouldn't be considered a legitimate threat to a starting position, because a guy like Baker or Tyler or Gardner Minshew were starters before and stuff like that.
I'd love to have Baker, honestly.
We'll see how the quarterback market plays out, and these
no,
guys
but you understand what I'm saying. In the Dolphins' mind, they don't want to cause a controversy.
Competition, but I don't like that theory. I think you should bring in competition and make that competition try to beat Tua out, so you make Tua better. That's going to make Tua a better pro. So in my theory, you should bring in the best quarterback.
This is why I'm saying. That's why I said this, and I hope I'm not crazy or being paranoid. I think the Dolphins went out of their way after the season to say, besides his performance, I think they wanted to please his fan base by saying he's a starter next year. Why not wait till the beginning of the league year to announce that instead of directly after that what pisses me off about the Dolphins. They want to please one part of the fan base instead of focusing on the whole fan base. That pisses me off about the Dolphins. Like,
they always
why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?
Do that.
Anyway, let me get some business in here. Good morning, everyone. Make sure you like and subscribe. Steve, Daniel, thank you for joining. Make sure tonight Steve will be on the Fins Talk Sports Network with Real Talk Fins Talk at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will be his co-host tonight, as always. So, fins up to you, Steve and Daniel. Yeah, I did. I saw that somewhere else, Daniel. That some people think that Byron Jones wants to get to Minnesota to play with Flores again. Since
Maybe.
he's out
That's
there.
a
So you're
scenario
not the
where-
only one. I did see someone else with that. So you're on the same wavelength as someone else. So
Yep,
So
it's
so
possible.
so JP and Robert,
Yeah.
Rob, if you guys
Yeah.
don't do a show on Sunday,
No,
on
that's
Saturday specifically, if you guys are not doing a show on Saturday, I go on a panel. This guy is a sports radio. It's what is it called? Former sports radio head and stuff like that. Guy who worked for the business, and
Yeah.
he does a panel on Saturdays specifically focused on Dolphins. He calls it Dolphins War Room.
What time of day
Search
is
a guy
that?
named Mace Taggart, and stuff like
What
that.
time
And
is the show?
around 6.
Okay, because Justin
6
has a
o'clock
Saturday show at
at night.
noon Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, that one's at night he's talking about, though.
So yeah, that one's night. So yes, we can go join that. Justin's,
Yep.
if he has his second.
Yeah,
Well, thank
yeah.
you, Steve. I agree, Steve. That co-host almost carries the show at times.
Do you guys
But
have a
it-
fantasy football show on your network?
No, we need to. We will learn. I'm not the biggest fantasy football guy, I'll be honest, but I will find if anyone wants to. If you are good, I will put you on there and let you answer.
That'd be cool.
Wait. No, I'm not one of these nerds, man. I don't have the patience to do fantasy football.
Me neither.
Like,
Okay. No, it is something, but yeah, that is. I mean,
I don't want to be breaking my $5,000 television
Yeah,
because the
No,
player's
I
not
agree.
performing.
yeah.
Here's something right here, you guys. It's sad the backup will make more than Tua for now until the Dolphins give Tua his 5th-year option. It's crazy. We've talked about this before, and I want to.
I don't think they're picking up his option.
I don't know, man. Don't.
I know. I'm starting to hear rumors they might now, man. I know. I had said no. I had said yes. Then I switched to no.
Yep,
Now I'm hearing they
going back
may
and forth
because
too, so am I. I'm doing the same
Cal
thing.
Krabs, who's a pretty good host on it. He does a lot of that math. He said
It's-
no at first, but now he's leaning that he thinks
I
they
think
may.
it's a
because
no-brainer. I
He
think
said
it's
the
a good
Dolphins
deal.
are in a tough position though, but because you
I think you
guarantee
need-
that injury, but yeah, it's a low number kind of too.
It's
so
a
it's like-
risk, but you might have to just take it. I'm going to be honest.
No.
Yeah.
For me, I would rather play him off. If I was
You
GM, I
can't.
would. And other elite winning general managers are saying they're hesitant to even pick up Tua's 5th-year
You
option.
can't, because what if he looks and listen to the scenario, Anthony? Let me shoot this out for you, okay? Say you don't pick up his option this year, and next year he comes out and he's top 3 quarterback in the league, throws for 45 touchdowns and 7 interceptions.
Well, and then you're gonna have to pay him for
Stop,
sure.
hold on, wait a minute. And then he goes to the AFC Championship game and they lose or whatever. We have a great season. Now his price tag went from what we could have got him at that bargain price to like 4 or 5 times higher. Are you going to be
Franchise
willing
tag.
to pay that price? No, man, you can't do that.
I mean, if you
No.
franchise tag him, you're still gonna pay him like $40 million.
Yeah,
as
you'll
opposed
still
to
pay
20.
him the same amount. I'd be honest with you. Take the deal right now, bro. And we're just gonna have to try to make this work.
Yeah. No, but these are guys who's won
Have
Super
to.
Bowls, and they're saying they rather not risk, like, knowing that he has serious injury concerns. They rather not pick up his 5th-year option and have him play. Just maybe put a transition tag on him or something like that.
No, man, I think pay him right now. Look, they better watch out what they would do if Tua balls and they try to sign him to a contract and he says nope and checks the market. This is what I'm talking about. See, Richard, you're on the same page. Like, you better be careful here. You're playing
They're in a
with fire.
tough position, though. I mean, like Cal Krabs said, I like giving
The
credit when I
injuries
hear someone
is
say
the one issue.
I would
They-
sign him now. I would just do it and be like, screw it. We
They're
got
in
to
a
risk
tight
it.
position.
We're in a spot right now where, like, I mean, a lot of people would give me backlash on this, but it's cheap. You might want to just do this now. Right now.
Yeah, and what scares me about picking up the 5th-year option is I hope they don't do the Ryan Tannehill where they signed him to a 7-year contract. Like,
No, don't do that. Just do.
They're not
just
ready
do
for
a
that
5-year
yet. But
deal.
the 5th-year option gives him one more year of
no,
control.
because they signed him to the extension after they picked it up directly, and they signed him to the extension in the middle of the season. Is what I'm saying.
Right,
Yeah, I know.
Right. I know what you're saying. Like, honestly, I heard there's something too where if you pick up this option to where you can add another year onto his 5th-year option. There's something like that out there. I think you need to think about doing this right now. It's crazy because, like, you talked to me 5 months ago. I was like, no, I think he needs to go out there and shows that he can stay on the football field, and then we'll pick up the option. But I'm starting to flip flop on it because
these contract salaries, your quarterbacks are getting out of control now.
They're going up sky high, out of control. Like, we can't afford it. We need to get in low now. It's like a seller's market when you're going to turn over and buy a stock. I want to buy low and I want to sell high. Well, right now we need to buy in low. Right now it's
you know what's scary though, JP? You know, for me, you know what's scary a little bit? If we pick up the 5th-year option, and also his fan base, his delusional fan base, thinks he's worth Aaron Rodgers and Pat Mahomes money. Like,
I don't know. I don't think I've seen anyone.
I don't know about all that.
No. His fan base, not about Tua's fan base specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, guys who followed him from Alabama saying that he's worth Aaron Rodgers, Pat Mahomes money, $45 to $50 million a year. I'm like,
let's
he hasn't stayed healthy, so he.
Whoa. No. You got to stay healthy first, and then maybe you are worth that. But at the contract they're offering right now, Anthony, I looked at it, dude. It's so cheap. It's like $23.5 million. What a bargain. That's a deal, bro. We have to take that.
If he's healthy. If he gets hurt, then the Dolphins lose the gamble. That's what.
Yeah, but what you do is you write it into the contract like that, and you give yourself a way out. After maybe the 4th season, you write it in to be like, hey, if you can't stay on the field this X number of games, then we gotta make a different route.
Do you guys feel the Byron Jones signing was an abject failure?
It's a failure, bro. Yes, it was.
We had some good ball, but overall, it was not a good signing.
No, and people, for me, when I analyze both Byron and X, people are so focused on X's interceptions that they forget to realize if it wasn't for Byron, he wouldn't be getting those interceptions.
No, he locked down the other half of the field. That was Byron Jones's whole thing. Is he reminds me of Noah Igbenogany, you guys. Like, he can stay good in press coverage and lock a man up, but he doesn't turn his head around to locate the ball quick enough in time.
Byron Jones is Nnamdi Asomugha to me. Nnamdi.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's a great comparison. Yes.
X's people kept on comparing him to Charles Woodson. Woodson?
Oh hell no.
Oh no,
not even close. Woodson can catch. He can get the ball. He's got sticky hands.
Xavier?
No. I thought you were talking about Byron Jones.
No, Xavier.
Yeah, no, Xavier he can catch.
He can catch. He can hit.
He was a former receiver.
With Charles Woods. Hey, this right here, I like the back half of what he said right here, real fast. He talked about what you guys are talking about. No one talks about that. And the Will Fuller, Byron Jones. Tua's working hard to help himself stay safe. He is. Wait, people are talking Lamar Jackson. He has missed more games than Tua. Give me a break. See what I'm saying? Look, and they're talking about.
Yeah, I agree on the Lamar Jackson.
I've been hearing real talk. This is about swapping Tua for Lamar straight up. And I'll be honest with you, why the hell would you do that? Like, I'll be honest with you, I'm not in that boat. I don't like it. If you did it, I think you're just trading one problem for another. Why don't you just keep the quarterback you have? Seriously, hear me out. Keep the quarterback you have and put a really good offensive line.
And for me,
with the running game.
JP, this is where I stayed away from Lamar, and I kept on saying we should. For me, if Tua couldn't stay healthy, like I said, why not trade for Aaron Rodgers?
I would rather do that. I just don't want nothing to do. The Lamar thing, I think, is a head case in its own. First of all, they offered him over $250 million, and you told him no. Are you kidding me, bro?
He's not Patrick Mahomes.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I wouldn't even give you 200, and I'll be honest with you. I can't believe he turned that deal down. Like,
he doesn't have an agent. He's representing himself.
His mother is his agent. His mother is his agent.
Oh,
and I think he'd be well served to get an agent, man. He should pick up like a Drew Rosenhaus or someone
who knows what they're doing. You're not worth
because
that,
you have to pay that fee, but you're gonna probably end up doing better.
And the reason why I said Aaron is because the league knows he wants out of Green Bay, and there's no way in the hell he's either gonna
retire,
get traded or retire. There's no way he stays in Green Bay because that unprofessional dumbass GM doesn't listen to Aaron at all. Like, Gutekunst is an idiot. Why are you completely ignoring your superstar quarterback? Like Aaron Rodgers demanded to draft multiple times the past 3 years receivers, and this guy drafted Jordan Love.
Yeah. Look, I agree with Richard's statement right there. Lamar is like Tannehill, an athlete trying to play quarterback. I've said it forever, bro, since he got in the league when he won his MVP and no one came up for air. I was like, listen, dude, this style of play, I've watched it all happen before.
He's Michael Vick.
Yeah, Michael Vick. You guys, this style of play will not last. He's going to go out there, he's going to get hit, and he's going to be hurt. Now what do you got? He's missed more games than Tua. I told you, this won't work. You got to play from the pocket.
I can't. For me, the Tannehill comparison is a little bit harsh because
I agree.
I kind of blame. He was stuck behind guys like Patrick Mahomes when he was at Texas Tech, so he had to play receiver, and he only played it for 1 year.
A&M.
Yeah, Texas A&M.
Yeah, A&M. My mistake. A&M, because he had other quarterbacks in front of him, and he was forced to the.
I didn't like it from the beginning. I remember when we drafted him, I was like, oh, man, another receiver trying to play quarterback. What is this?
No, he played quarterback. Dude, I watched his tape coming out of high school. I watched him since high school, and he was an elite quarterback coming out of high school, but they forced him to play receiver because he wasn't going to have playing time and stuff coming out of high school. So...
Yeah, bro. I mean, honest. Oh my God, this is just too easy, bro. And he's so
right. Put Lamar at running back.
No, he's so right, bro. Like, I mean, it's like this for me. Okay.
Oh my God,
no way. Yeah, I've been saying it this whole damn time. If you just put this dude down there, dude, he's gonna run for 1,000 yards because that's what he's good at. What is he?
That's what happened with Logan Thomas from.
Dude. I would have made it that kind of a decision a long time ago if I was the Ravens. I know they want to make they made that. I mean,
he did play an MVP season 1 year.
He did, but look at the yardage. Judy had like 1,100.
No, I know. Oh, I agree. I'm just saying, I don't want to put him in a Ryan Tannehill class because Lamar did play at a MVP level for one whole season.
So JP and Rob, this is an honest question. Do you really think, being that we already know a guy like he was ignored by his front office, and they're known to be very cheap, you really think a guy like Justin Herbert stays in LA?
I think so. I think he ends up staying because they know what they got, and they're not going to limit it. It's so hard to get the quarterback. I know the Chargers are one lucky ass team. When I just said
no, but they're snakebitten. They're Spanos is an idiot. He doesn't want to build around his quarterback.
Like, I know, but they've had a good run at quarterback. I mean, though they never win the Super Bowl, but man, they had
like Richard Spanos is Stephen Ross, basically.
Yeah, Richard, I want to get the comment on his comment real quick. Hell, if Tebow played running back then, he'd still be in the NFL. Yes, I said it back when the Broncos drafted.
Tight end.
I live in Colorado, and I'll tell every Broncos fan who would listen to me, I'm like, listen, bro, have you watched his tape? Have you seen what he did in Florida from the 5-yard line in? And score on the goal line? I'm like, you make him a short yardage running back, he would be one of the best in the NFL. Like, I agree with Richard once again. Yes, that's what you do.
Yeah, no, and Logan Thomas is another example. The Redskins realized he wasn't going to be good at quarterback, and they transitioned him to tight end.
Yeah, I think it's smart. Especially someone like Ryan Tannehill. He probably should have tried to go back to wide receiver.
But he wouldn't be fast enough. That's the issue.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, it would have been something else. Like,
white man can't jump.
Do you think Tannehill stays, or he'll just stay with the Titans? You think Tannehill is not going anywhere?
I don't know, man. My co-host, Dr. Reggie Brown, back here, he made himself.
Oh, I know. He said he could be the Dolphins' backup. I don't ever see that happen. I don't see that ever happening.
You never know, bro. You never know.
Yeah, you never know, but I don't know. He still lives down here in the off season. He has a place down here, but
I don't know, man. I would take him back if he wants to play backup and play his role. I'm for it. Or actually go out there and try to beat Tua out.
I'm with Anthony on, like, I would really like Heineke, but I just don't think he's going to be the guy because it may be a money situation. But he complements Tua's game the best. It wouldn't be a different, that's what happened last
that could help Skyler too. Let's not forget about Skyler.
No, it
Yeah,
really could
and
help Skyler. It
because
could help
Teddy
both of
Bridgewater
them.
game doesn't really complement Tua. There's a whole different game style when he goes out. You just want to be able to bring in a receiver.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, I
because
guess
when I look at Skyler, that's who, like, of the quarterbacks that play right now,
Thank you, Richard.
Skyler reminds me a little of Tyler Heineke.
He does
Thank you,
too.
Richard.
Me as well. I like.
Yeah, no, he
Heineke,
does.
man.
He has a little bit of that, but like I said, like you said, I like Hannigan. I think he complements Tua's games well.
But too
Tua
much
does
money
have to go.
because he's
no,
one
gonna
of
be
these
too
top
much money.
end.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's a fringe. He's a fringe starter, but an elite backup. That's
Man,
Tyler
I would-
Heineke, and like guys like Kirk Cousins, Tyler Heineke are elite backups who are fringe starters.
You know what I would do? I would ask Tyler Heineke in his camp. I'd be like, "Listen, what are you getting on the open market right now? Someone offering you $12 million?" He's like, "Yeah, I got $13 million, whatever offer." I'd be like, "Listen, we'll give you 8 or 9," and be like, "And that's tax free down here in the state of Florida."
Yeah.
And it'd be
He's still
more.
gonna, I don't know, because we paid Teddy Bridgewater a lot last year. We paid $6 million for him, and we thought that was high for a backup quarterback that didn't.
Yeah, but Tyler
perform.
Heineke is way better than.
No, I know he
Teddy
is. Oh,
Bridgewater.
I agree with that. He should be better, and he complements Tua. It won't be a big learning curve.
This is going crazy, actually, JP. If Tua gets injured, just call Tom Brady's down the road. Get on the phone and call Tom Brady.
Yeah, that's okay.
If he gets hurt, let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope.
No, I'm not wishing it on him. I'm just saying his track record proves otherwise, that he might get injured at some point during the season.
It's true.
And thank you,
That's
Richard.
why you get that backup
Have
now.
a good meeting, Richard. But anyway, Steve, I don't know if you're still in here, because I know Steve, he likes Lamar Jackson a lot better now, but I'm surprised he didn't chime in commenting that he likes Lamar Jackson's game.
He likes Lamar Jackson's game?
Yeah, he does.
Why?
Okay. Well, that's what I was going to ask. Let Steve Saban, so we can get some banter going back and forth.
But to me, the difference between Lamar and Michael Vick at least threw the ball when he was younger. Like,
exactly.
Lamar
he can throw it.
He can throw it, but it's just he just refused to do it. Like, he had the ability to do it, but Michael refused to do it and stuff like that.
I'll be honest with you, dude. Lamar Jackson could be a great quarterback if he would look to pass first rather than just tuck it and run. Like, he wants to run before he even wants to pass. And then when he does pass, he's just really inconsistent. Some of them are right where they need to be. His footwork is a mess. Have you ever seen his footwork? And it's like, throw it off his back foot, and Andrews will
no. And you know what I blame? I blame that offense that Baltimore runs.
So do I. It's the Greg Roman effect.
Yeah, the Greg Roman effect. They refuse to help him develop as a passer when he got drafted. And stuff like that.
I agree with what Anthony said right there. Look at the difference between Greg Roman's system and what they did with Lamar coming out of college, and then look at what Pep Hamilton did with Justin Herbert. Because Herbert was a mess, feet a mess, everything a mess, but they made it work. Like, worked on his technique. It got better. And like, I haven't.
Another perfect example is Patrick Mahomes. Like,
there you go.
That I don't think Patrick Mahomes would be as successful without the Andy Reid system, to be honest.
I kind of agree with you. I think he came into a great position. They didn't ask him to start right away. Okay, he sat, and Alex Smith was there. Alex Smith was the quarterback.
Yeah,
this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. Do you see how we screwed up from the beginning with what we did? You started out great. You got Tua. You had Ryan Fitzpatrick. Where you screwed up is by putting Tua in week 6 when he shouldn't have touched the field at all. He shouldn't have played at all his first season. He should have just sat, redshirted, watched, listen, learn the NFL.
He'll get healthy. I still don't think he was even 100%.
But no, you wanted to go put your Ferrari behind this makeshift offensive line. It's like a bucket with holes in it. You can't do this, bro.
Yeah, that probably came from the
Tua's a traditional pocket passer.
Or Greer told the coaches, because
I don't think Tua to me is a traditional pocket passer. Of the tape we've seen him so far, he's a traditional pocket passer. He can move around in the pocket, but he's not going to run outside the pocket like an Aaron Rodgers, or he's Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. He's very.
I agree.
He's very stiff.
Yeah, he's stiff in the pocket, but he can move a little bit. He can make plays off of script. So when someone says he can't make plays off script, I don't believe you. When you say that to me, I'm like, and you say that, I'm like,
no, there's two different. To me, there's two different styles of playing off script. There's what Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers do, where they run outside the pocket, but there's playing off script with inside the pocket.
Inside the
where
pocket, yes.
Yeah, where
that's what Tua does.
Tom Brady. That's what makes Tom Brady elite. He can play off script inside the pocket, where he can move up inside the pocket.
Yep, like
Tom Brady is the best.
Yeah, he's best. Like those subtle little moves to your left or your right.
Oh, that's what Dan Marino was elite. Dan Marino had those same moves back in the day. You know, he wasn't mobile at all, but he always avoided by stepping to the side, stepping up.
I think the difference between what you guys are talking about right there, like the Mahomes and the Rodgers thing versus the Brady to kind of inside the pocket, is this the difference? It's this thing I noticed with Bryce Young. Same thing is once they get outside the pocket, okay. This is where the magic happens. Is they no longer are like a quarterback, but to me they turn into this point guard of an offense, right? And if you're open any which way he wants to flip it to you or toss it to you, like remember Brett Favre used to do it all the time. Get outside the pocket.
I like Brett, but he made stupid decisions. Brett made stupid decisions.
He was a gunslinger. I mean, he was a gunslinger.
Bro. He made really decisions that he shouldn't have. You know, just like Jay Cutler thought you could put.
Now he's in all kinds of legos.
Remember Jake Plummer? Remember Jake Plummer?
Oh, Jake Plummer, Jake the Snake. Yeah, I remember Jake Plummer. He can make moves from the pocket, and he can make moves.
Like I said, there's different improvisations in the pocket. There's outside the pocket stuff. What like I said with Aaron and what Mahomes. Aaron and Mahomes do, where they do a lot of bootlegs out right or left. Yeah, and then there's the guys like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning where they can tear you up within the pocket by moving up, and those subtle moves that they do and stuff like that.
I agree. Those subtle moves by themselves, that one split second of time or just a couple seconds to make that pass.
And everyone, just a reminder to subscribe and hit that like button. You are watching Dolphins Daily, talking NFL draft, talking current players. We didn't touch on the draft as much today. Got on all the facets of the game. But make sure you like and subscribe. We love to have you in here. We try to be
back to free agency. We just went off on a tangent. Again, I apologize.
It's okay, man. No, that's what we're here, man.
That's why we're here, bro. We love it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But back to the free agency, guys. Would you guys rather, in terms of the free agents, would you guys rather sign young players like Tremaine Edmonds and Terrell, who are in their mid to late 20s, or guys like Bobby Wagner, Jordan Poyer, Levante David, who are in their early 30s, right?
Of course, you would love the youngers, ideally, of course, but the budget, I would go with the older, because you're going to probably get the older guys maybe at a little bit better contract,
and you have a better chance of drafting. Like you can draft if you sign Levante and Bobby Wagner, you're basically paying the same price, but for two players, and you then can draft a guy like a Jack Campbell and have him and Tyndall learning behind Bobby Wagner and Levante David.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome. That would be a good combination.
That's why I would say the older. I mean, of course, younger's great, but you're just going to have to pay them.
You extend your Super Bowl winner with Tremaine because he's 25. Let's not forget he was drafted when he was 19.
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, no, and that's what's scary about Tremaine Edmonds. He's still learning the position because he came in the league super young as a teenager, and stuff like that. Really so let's not forget about that with Tremaine. He came in the league, so he didn't turn 20 till the beginning of the season last year.
He hasn't basically blossomed into the player he's going to be yet. He's just basically on the cusp of.
And I think, and Tremaine would be a perfect fit to me. To be honest, he would be the type of if we go young, Tremaine Edmonds would be the perfect Vic Fangio type of linebacker.
Oh,
Do you guys
yeah.
Oh
agree?
no, he would be great.
Absolutely.
Bring his dad played for the Dolphins back in the day, so that'd be an awesome
It would be
get,
a
but a
great
very
pickup if you
inexpensive
could
get.
get Tremaine
And we're
Edmonds.
about to wrap up here, guys. I just threw this Jordan Battle. He's one of the second newest. I just even put a new one this morning of Zach Harrison. This one I put in late last night. Jordan Battle,
Solid.
good defensive back, safety.
I disagree with the hips
Yeah.
rating though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've seen
Justin
video
likes
of
this
him
project
where
because Jordan, his buddy, loves this project. But Jordan
Yep.
is a Homer, Alabama fan, so maybe he ranks him a little higher. But I know Kendall.
yeah,
I mean, not Kendall. I'm saying Jordan because I had Jordan Poyer on my mind.
Jordan Battle to me, like, his hips to me are maybe a 6 or a 7, not a 9.
Damn,
to be honest,
bro, that's harsh.
No, because he can be very stiff sometimes transitioning. I've seen videos of him at Alabama where
I've seen
when
lots of
he's
videos
transitioning to the back pedal, it looks very, very stiff.
I
You're
think
gonna have
he
to
looks
get
pretty
Kendall in here
smooth.
one day, and for the tiebreaker between you and Anthony, I need to hear Kendall Mack's opinion.
Do you have the organic words part of that write-up of
Now on the
Jordan Battle?
website I do, but not here.
okay.
I don't have it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think his hips are
His
pretty
tackling
good,
would be something that Fangio likes, though. That
Right.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to the show, you guys. Tell a friend and tell another friend. Thank you, Steve. Thanks for tuning in. We love all you guys. Here's a guy we might be having coming on the show here soon.
Yeah, hopefully your Saturday show at
on the
noon.
Pro Show. Yep.
We don't
at
have
noon.
an exact day, but he's on Justin's radar now. He's a guy that Reggie Brown knows. So we're going to try to get him on the Pro Show Saturday at noon someday in the near future.
So when he comes into the league, Miles, do you think he might have to add to deal with the physicality of the receivers? Do you think he might maybe add like 10, 15, maybe be around 220, 215 or something like that?
No, I would keep him at the weight he's at right now, so you keep that explosive agility.
Can't you keep the explosive ability?
Yeah, I want to keep
with adding weight though.
If he can add the weight, and not lose a step, then yeah. But I want to keep him at kind of the player weight that he's at right now.
To me, he reminds me coming out of college. That's the one issue people had with Jalen Ramsey. He wasn't that big. Mm-hmm. That's the issue I have with Miles too. Jalen was around the same weight coming out of Florida State. He was 201, 205, and they said he kept his explosiveness when he added, or is Jalen Ramsey just a freak athlete where the weight didn't really affect him?
Right. I think maybe he's a freak athlete where the weight didn't affect him much. Someone like a Miles Brooks, as you can see on his scorecard, he really has good fluid movement. Everything, his hips, his change of direction, his feet. What really kind of attracts me to him is his ball tracking and his play recognition is crisp. It's somewhere along the lines of where he maybe even can drop back and play a little bit of safety or a dime back for you. He can tackle at the point of attack. What's most attractive about him, obviously, is his press cover. His press coverage is great. He locks down guys. He's very physical at the point of attack, off the line of scrimmage.
Oh, you graded him very well. You did say you were really worried that he only played the 1 year of the big time, college football. And
yeah, but at the same point in time, that means maybe the best is yet ahead for him. So
yeah,
you know who he reminds me of, like his play style of the tape I've seen. He reminds me a little bit of the guy who played with the Patriots. Not Darrelle Revis, Stephon Gilmore. He reminds me of Gilmore.
Yeah, he does remind me a little bit of Gilmore as well. Yeah, I mean that's a good comparison. I think it's pretty
either that or the player that Patrick Peterson became when he became older. An older
older Patrick Peterson.
Yeah,
not bad. I honestly think both of them. I would take it. If the Dolphins could get someone like that Miles Brooks kid in the 6th round, something like that, I think that's a steal. I
No,
honestly
you know,
jump
I
on
can see us the corner I can see us drafting is the guy from oh my god. He like I said, the guy I've been banging the table for multiple times, the guy from Jalen Jones, the guy from Texas A&M.
Yeah, the Jalen Jones for Texas A&M. Yeah, he can tackle really well. He scored a 90 on my scorecard. It's not
Yeah,
like
you have the
What
rate. You have a,
when it comes to his rating for his hips, does he have a high rating for hip fluidity for you?
no, they're along the lines you said, like like just above average, maybe like an 8.
I don't have his scorecard up for you, so
I
sorry about
have it,
that.
but I'd have to go to my
So
phone.
Yeah,
is
no
he like a
problem.
Byron? Is he like a Byron Jones, like where he's very stiff,
Yeah, that's how I see him. Yes, I think he's more stiff
but
than
he's more
fluid.
interception. Like Jalen Jones can intercept the ball. He's sticky
No,
in
he can.
coverage. He's a mixture of Byron and X. He can intercept the ball when he wants to, but he prefers to be on top of you. Like
My buddy Kendall really likes Jalen Jones too, and so do you. I know why you guys like him. I know you guys like it
the
because he can
tackling is the one
because he can
thing.
tackle. Because he can tackle. I get it. I get it. And I know that the missed tackles drive everybody nuts. I know everyone's like, but the dude misses tackles. But everybody needs to take this into consideration. Everybody misses tackles. Now, if you're consistently missing tackles, that's a problem.
But the one thing I don't want you guys to miss, it says almost at the end of the show. Don't miss that subscribe button. Don't miss that thumbs
I'll see you guys
up.
tomorrow.
Give
All
us
right,
a
love you,
yes,
brother.
Anthony. We
Thanks for
look
stopping
forward
by.
to you tomorrow. Thank you again, Anthony. You're always welcome. Always will drop a link for you. You guys are awesome.
You guys rock.
Justin, with no further ado, it's time to say bye. Do you have anything else as I go look for our way out of here video?
No, man, that's it, man. We'll keep everything moving and keep the faith and fins up.
All right, fins up, everyone. Don't forget to check dolphinthirsty.com for all kinds of draft profiles and all that good stuff.
All the good stuff.
We are going to be, with no further ado, fins up. Go Dolphins.